You are listening to Franchise City, a better way to buy franchise.
So Airbnb is huge. The market keeps getting bigger. More and more people are deciding to rent out parts of their home or entire homes to make extra money. And the private accommodation sector has grown by about 300% over the last few years. Now, because of this, many people have also discovered that managing, marketing, and promoting their properties is a big headache, and they decide to hire a property manager. Now, while you can't actually purchase an Airbnb franchise, no such thing exists, you can apply to be a franchisee of a property management company that focuses on vacation rental properties. Now, property management franchises, they're a favorite of ours for a number of reasons, and we've seen operators do extremely well in this business. Let's take a look. So as you all probably know by now, we very much like the portable franchises where you operate the business from a small or home office. There's no accounts receivable, there's no inventory, there's no equipment, unlike you have with most retail franchises. Now, if you've ever looked at retail rents or the rents for owning a restaurant, you'll understand what we're talking about. Now, a home or a small office, it's very inexpensive and the operational costs are manageable. Most of your typical costs like taxes, insurance, all those other things are much lower as well. Now, the next saving over a traditional franchise is your initial investment. With a service-based franchise in general, you're looking at a much lower investment. They're usually under $100,000 or less, including your working capital. Now, some states do require you to operate from an actual office. If you're a property manager, others you can operate from home. Also, in some states, you require a real estate license to manage properties, and some states are easier to get that license than others. We can actually help you determine how it is in your state. Give us a call if you are interested in businesses like property management. Now, some property management companies actually encourage their franchisees to sell the real estate from the properties that they are managing. Obviously, it's a captive audience. It's a good idea, and that can provide an additional revenue stream. Now, the next benefit that we like with these businesses is operational simplicity. There's minimal employees. You can typically start off on your own with no employees and scale the business as you go. Now, we recruit for several property management franchises. We have an intimate understanding of the nuances of their business models. Every single one is slightly different. And as we always tell people, there is no one best franchise for everyone. And what is great idea in Orlando, for example, might not work in Iowa. Part of the selection process is aligning your skills, your demographics, the market demand to the right franchise. But from a very basic operational perspective, what you'll be doing is managing properties, and depending on which franchise you align with, it could be commercial, could be residential, could be vacation properties, or a combination of all three of those. Now, you're typically going to be taking care of everything that a property needs. And most franchise owners, if not all, do not focus on mowing the grass, fixing the drywall, collecting checks, or cleaning the bathrooms. And this is a major reason why people buy franchises in the first place, so they have a roadmap to actually scale and grow the business. It's the same with painting or cleaning franchises. You're not swinging a mop or a paintbrush. You are managing people and growing that business. Now, people often think that these franchises want industry experience. They usually don't. They're looking for people who can grow and build a business. So you're developing local relationships, you're joining the chambers of commerce, you're networking locally. That is what builds a business, not performing the actual work. And it's the difference between working in the business and, as they say, working on the business. And it's often funny because when we speak to candidates about these service businesses, we'll occasionally hear the objection early on before they look at it, well, why would I pay a franchise that I can start my own business? And these comments are typically from the people who would benefit most from a franchise. Now, just because you can hold a paintbrush or mow a lawn does not mean you know how to grow a business. And the same stands for property management. Now, we have actually seen several fairly established independent property management companies switch over from their independent model to a franchise model because they saw how it could help build their business. So they chose to pay all these fees and royalties because the systems and processes allowed them to scale and build a bigger business. We've also seen that with franchises like garages. These are independent operators that switch from a private garage to a franchise and start paying all those fees they didn't have before. Resale can actually be higher with a franchise as well, and you've got industry connections, networking, mass buying power, and other benefits. That's why people choose to franchise. Now, most independent property managers, they get stuck under 100 doors. They can't grow because they lack the systems and processes to push forward. What a good franchise provides is the ability to grow into $1 million business, not just work a job. So the activities that you're going to be performing: project management, hiring contractors. Some property managers, once their business gets large enough, will actually hire full-time employees. But to start off, you'll typically use contractors. You'll coordinate general maintenance on the properties. You'll handle credit and background checks for longer-term tenants. You'll coordinate repairs on these properties as needed. And of course, on all these services, you are paid a markup. Most property managers charge about 7 to 10%. That varies across the country, but a percentage of the rent plus expenses. So if you have a house under contract, example, $1,000 a month, you might get paid $100 a month plus the margins on repairs or maintenance. Vacation rentals, they're obviously paid out at a premium. Now, the owners who do best in this business, and it's pretty much the same in any business, are the people who make things happen. The proactive people. They're out, they're speaking to people in the community, they're getting referrals, they're giving estimates. They're just really good with people. And we have seen territories doing some serious business and managing hundreds and hundreds of doors. Now, if you have the capital when you start, you can actually buy doors. You can buy accounts, existing accounts. So it's like walking into a cash flowing existing business. If you have less startup capital, it's up to you to pound the pavement to get your business started right out of the gate. Now, the drawback with these businesses is that if you aren't good at staying motivated, at self-motivation, at driving business forward, the business suffers. It's completely dependent on your activities. These businesses are a lower investment, often very good ROI, but you have to go out and get the business. So for people who work hard, it's a good fit. The first couple of years, you're working hard, you build up your client base. After that, things calm down a little and you are basically just managing existing accounts. But you really need that work ethic out of the gate. If you'd like to take a look at property management franchises and compare them all to find the best one for your situation, you can learn about our services at Franchise City. They are always free, and I'll put a link above you can click on to learn more. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.